Hello and welcome to this week's TV review, where we'll be talking about 2023's DC animated series, My Adventures with Superman. If you don't know, each week I kind of alternate. Sometimes I do a movie review, sometimes I do a TV review, depending on what I've seen, what I've been, what's been going on. This show just ended a couple weeks ago, so I thought it'd be fitting for me to, give my thoughts on it. I think recently DC's hear that shit, bro? I think recently DC has been given kind of a terrible rap with their DCEU, I don't even know what to call it, experiment that just ended this year with The Flash, which, it's not the best experiment to have. But as far as animated stuff, I thought they always, even as a kid, I thought they always knocked it out of the park. Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited, even the Superman show, I want to say the OG one, but like the one that was kind of like with Batman the Animated Series. I'm not sure what the name of it was, but I thought that was cool. Teen Titans, Young Justice, plenty of examples of top tier animated shows from the DC crew. I think we can all agree that that's one department that they absolutely shine in. When it comes to My Adventures with Superman, I think they knocked it out of the park. I don't think I need to go into Superman's origin. I think it's pretty well known. Ship crash lands on Earth, is discovered by, a family in Smallville who raise him. He discovers he has abilities and powers, and we're off. Superman's always been a character that I have never been able to truly sink my teeth into, just because he's so overpowered and so strong. He's such a strong character that I think it's kind of hard for us to kind of believe that he's in these dire situations or he's in these, compromising positions, because he's such a strong character. He's always been shown to be a strong character. I know there's some trade paperbacks that my friend Nikki, shout out to Nikki, told me to read, and he recommended that. He says those are really, really good Superman stories. Damn, bro, the lighting is like fucking weird right now, bro. Fuck. But what I think this show does well is that it kind of modernizes everything. You see characters using cell phones, you see even the design, everything just seems modern. It kind of looks like anime, to be honest with you. And I saw that they kind of outsourced the animation from a studio in Korea. So I know anime is Japanese traditionally and stuff like that, so I'm not sure if there's any relation there, but I really dug the animation. I dug the character designs. I saw some people giving the change to Jimmy Olsen some crap. I didn't have a problem with it, honestly. Lois Lane, I thought her character design was cool. Fucking cars, bro. Lois Lane's design was cool. Clark's design was cool. I thought I thought overall the show looked pretty good. And honestly, at first, I wasn't even too keen on watching the show. I had heard good things on the show through social media, but I wasn't, I'm not too much of a Superman guy, like I said earlier. And I just overall was kind of like, I'm good on the show. It wasn't until my brother actually told me to check it out. And we worked together. So after work, he'd be like, yo, watch the show with me. And he was kind of marathoning the episodes. I think there was like 3 out because I jumped on episode 3. And I finished the season with him week to week, and then I went back over the weekend and watched the episodes that I missed. But yeah, I really dug this. I really dug the show. I saw that it has like an Adult Swim tag on it. I'm not exactly sure why. I thought it wasn't anything too crazy. It just felt like the old school like DC animated series. You know what I'm saying? Like the old Batman, the animated series and stuff like that. Didn't seem anything too crazy. It didn't seem too crazy, so I'm not sure why it had an Adult Swim tag on it and this couldn't be like a regular DC, kind of thingy, but I don't know, maybe they have a deal worked out. Where I think this show shines, and the first season shines, are the relationships that Clark has with Lois Lane as well as Jimmy Olsen. I think the trio's dynamic works really well. I love Jimmy. Every time he's on screen, he's like cracking me up with like one-liners, and I honestly feel kind of bad when Lois and Clark are doing their kind of like, lovey-dovey stuff, and which I also will get into later. But I thought it was interesting how Jimmy Olsen was kind of like, the third wheel. And I think anyone who's ever been in those situations as a third wheel feels Jimmy's pain and can relate to him. Like I said, I'm a novice when it comes to Superman knowledge, so I'm not sure, if that's a reoccurring thing that Jimmy Olsen is a third wheel in the comics or anything like that. But as far as the season of the show, I thought they played off it well for I think it was 2 episodes where they kind of fixated on him kind of being frustrated, him wanting to go camping and looking for Bigfoot, which I thought was funny. And then, Clark and Lois kind of being wrapped into their own storyline and not even, paying Jimmy no mind. Okay, so let's go into the Clark and Lois aspect of the season. I loved it. I mean, maybe I'm a sap, you know what I mean? But I really enjoyed their relationship. I thought their chemistry was good. I enjoyed both voice actors. I know my brother wasn't really into the guy who does Superman's voice. I thought he did a cool job. I think for this show, he does a cool job. I think he fits in with the other characters in the show. Kind of like I said, it's very modern. Everything just feels like a new... I almost wanted to be called My New Adventures of Superman or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I actually enjoyed that it kind of revolved around, his secret identity and him being Clark, him being Superman, him being Clark, him being Superman. I think that, the aspect was interesting. And I'm glad that, because I think it's a running joke that, he puts on a pair of shades and then he takes off a pair of glasses. And, you know what I mean? He puts on glasses and he's Clark. He takes off the glasses and he's, Superman. And everyone kind of clowns that, how do you guys not know that they were, one of the one, they're the same person. It's not like he goes down in size. He's still the same size guy. It's just he's totally flying. So yeah, I did love that aspect. I love that whenever they eventually do get together, which is kind of early-ish on, because I think it didn't take too long once I started watching the show, which was after episode 3. So it had been 4. I think around episode 5 or 6, they kind of make themselves official. I want to say spoiler warning, but I mean, it's fucking, if you don't know this shit, then, I don't know what to tell you, what I mean? It's kind of basic Superman stuff that even a Superman fan knows. But once their relationship develops more, I think it really becomes a good focal point of the show. As well as after the Lois Lane episode where she kind of has these variants come in, which I didn't expect at all. That episode was the shit. That episode was so awesome because it totally... It took me by surprise. I didn't expect it. Even the way it starts and everything like that with the portals and stuff, I thought it was really, really dope. Like I said, I did not expect that at all. Then where it kind of goes and the way it ends, with Lois receiving this, kind of device that she sees alternate versions of Clark, and kind of freaks her out for the remaining episodes of the season. Mr. Mxyzptlk? I also really enjoyed the character Mxyzptlk. I think that's how you say his name. I was just watching a bunch of videos on how to say his name, and I think that's how you say it. He's such a little shit. He's such a funny character and just a wacky character that I thought was pretty funny. A funny addition to the show. The times he appears, he just kind of appears randomly. And I've that design is different, but I know of the character before. I've seen him before in other stuff, so that wasn't surprising, but just a little shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, as far as problems I have with the show, I mean, there's certain decisions that characters make that I was just kind of it's more frustrating than problems, to be honest with you. I saw a lot of people giving Lois Lane's character a lot of flack, and I get it. I understand it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't something that I was really tripping on like that. It was more of me just kind of being like, why are you doing that? And then within the episode, it usually will get resolved or acknowledged, which I thought was good. It wasn't like a episode after episode after episode of being frustrated. It was more of a slight frustration, and then it gets resolved in the end. That wallpaper behind me is super bright, so I think it's kind of messing with my camera. So I don't know if I don't have my glasses on, so I feel it getting darker, and then I feel it getting lighter. And I don't know if my eyesight is that bad or if it's actually, I feel like it's getting darker. Maybe I'm tripping. I'll see it in post, but making me self-conscious, to be honest. It's a really easy watch. It's only 10 episodes. All the episodes are now streaming on HBO Max or Max, if you have it. If you need something to watch. I mean, it's a show that I think will keep your attention. It isn't anything super heavy. It isn't anything, very, very where you need to be glued to the screen, you know what I'm saying? Or be nail biting, you know what I mean? As other animated stuff that's out there. But it is wholesome. It's a very wholesome show. It's a very, I don't want to say relatable, but it being so modern feeling, you know what I'm saying? It feeling so modern. makes it a little relatable to me, you know, in terms of like relationships or kind of always being on the run, shit like that, or always kind of like not on the run like a criminal, but you know what I mean, like always kind of being, you know, from one place to the other place. The past couple weeks, my schedule's been kind of crazy where I'm home at work, gym, home, work at an event, home, work, and somewhere else. So that kind of like always being busy aspect of it, I think translates well to people who are that way in their real life. But yeah, it's a super cute show. I think it's dope. I saw people like not. I don't know. I'm seeing mixed reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. When I googled it, it said it had like 100%, and then I saw the reviews and it was like 77%. And then on IMDb, I think it was also like a 7.7. So I'm not sure, you know, if more people are hating on it, more people are liking it. Like I said, me personally, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a fun show to watch. I think it would be a good show to watch as a couple. If you're in a relationship, I think it's a fun show to watch. You and your boyfriend, you and your girlfriend. It's a good show to binge. It's easy. It's only 10 episodes. It's funny. It'll keep your attention. You'll see little things like, oh, that's that. Oh, that's that. I think it's a cool show to watch. And whenever season 2 comes out, you could totally be caught up and you'll be ready, you know, to watch, which I hope. I don't know when that's going to come out. Hopefully next year, or I doubt it'll be the end of this year. I'm assuming it's going to be either mid next year or something like that. Maybe June or July of next year. I'm not even sure if they're working on it, to be honest with you. But I hope there is a season 2. I really enjoyed it. It's also really funny. I don't know if I mentioned that often, but it's a really funny show. Characters like Jimmy, even Clark. Seeing Clark go through all the stuff he goes through and kind of spazzing out a little bit when he's kind of like, you know, going from Superman to Clark, and like being restless of just nonstop crime fighting. I think that, you know, is very. I think we could all relate to that. You know, if you've ever had a long day, or if you've ever had like time where you just haven't slept and you're still going and going and going. That reminded me of like night shift. You know, I used to work night shift for a little bit, and it definitely reminded me of that. Those kind of nights where you just kind of keep pushing until you kind of can't, and you're kind of forced. Your body almost forces you to be like, we need rest right now. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this week's review. Let me know what else I should check out, Superman related. Whether it be an animated movie, a comic book, or a comic series, any trade paperbacks that I should pick up. Please recommend them in the comments. As always, leave a like if you feel so inclined. Yeah, that'll be it for this video. Appreciate you guys sticking with me. And that'll do for this week's review. Till next time, adios.